What's up, guys? This is Coach Grant with First Down Training, and today we're going to be breaking down some of Tyreek Hill's route running with the Miami Dolphins. So I hope this video helps you guys out. Hope it could teach you a few new things. But also, fellas, we are going to be coming out to 3 more states at the beginning of 2024 for 2-day-long QB and wide receiver training camps. Next up on our camp tour, we are going to be coming out to San Francisco, California. Then we are going to be heading out to Miami, Florida. And then we will be coming out to Las Vegas, Nevada. We are coming out to 12 more states. That schedule has not been released yet, but if you guys want more information on how you can sign up for our next 3 off-season camps, check out that very first link in the description below. It has all the info and how you can sign up. Again, very first link in that description below. Let's get started with this video. So now, first release we're going to be looking at here, first route we're going to be looking at here from Tyreek Hill is a slant route versus an inside shade press coverage DB. This is a route here from training camp. So he's going to be using something called a diamond release. So let's play this full speed and then we'll break it down. So Tyreek Hill comes off the ball. He attacks the outside shoulder of the DB, and then he slips underneath on this like slant 5-yard under route to create that separation. So this shows a tremendous amount of route running IQ, right? Everybody obviously everybody knows that Tyreek Hill is fastest player in the NFL, crazy explosive, crazy quick, but I don't think he gets enough credit for the routes that he runs, and that's what I'm going to be showcasing in these next 2 clips here with the Miami Dolphins. Then we're going to show some film when he was with the Kansas City Chiefs to show his crazy change of direction. I really don't think he gets enough credit, okay? So now, when we got a DB who's lined up inside shade press, we know that he's trying to take away the inside route. He does not want us to run a slant, a deep post, a dig. He wants to force everything to the sideline because the sideline is his help. When he's inside shade, that means that he doesn't have any help inside. When he's outside shade, and we're going to see some clips of an outside shade press DB in a second, that means that he has help to the inside. He's trying to force us to his help. He's always trying to force us somewhere when a DB's in press coverage. So when you have to run a slant route, my game plan can't be, I'm going to give him just a quick jab off the line and then run to the inside. Because a DB's entire goal in press coverage is to get hands and disrupt the timing, but also to disrupt the spacing. So let's break this down like an actual play concept. Let's say Tyreek Hill has to run a slant, but let's say we're in like 2x2, right? We got a receiver here, then a slot receiver here who also has a slant. If we get rerouted way inside and we break on the slant and our spacing's off, that DB did his job. And he's obviously going to get hands on me if I try to force a route to his leverage. So what we want to do is we want to try to attack his outside shoulder and his outside hip. My goal is to get him to flip his hips and open up. I want him to think I am running a fade. Now, what Tyreek Hill has going for him that not a lot of other wide receivers have going for him is his speed. Before the ball is even snapped, that dude is a threat to run a fade. Nobody, and this is why Tyreek doesn't see a whole lot of press coverage, because nobody wants to run with this guy, because he's going to beat him downfield every single time. In a foot race, you're going to lose against Tyreek Hill. So on an underneath route, like a slant, which they will ask him to run, that's what you can use to your advantage on this diamond release. Now, if you're a faster wide receiver, I think this is a great release to use, because if you can attack his outside shoulder and outside hip, running full speed, running in full stride, your hips and your shoulders are both saying that you're running a fade, I bet you this DB is going to commit his hips. He has to open up because at some point he's got to open up to that fade. He's not just going to let you run by him when he's in man-to-man coverage. So then Hill puts the brakes on, slips underneath, and you see now he's got plenty of spacing on the play. He maintained timing with the quarterback, and we got separation. That's about as good as it gets when you run a slant versus inside shade press. Again, he does this little like foot fire release off the ball. Honestly, I think if you're in like a high school offense or a youth offense, I don't recommend doing that just for timing purposes. But, obviously he's on the same page as his quarterback. They're playing at the highest level. They know exactly what they're doing and the timing that they need to keep. So let's play this again, full speed one more time. Great job by Hill pushing up vertical, putting the brakes on, and then winning on this route. So now, and Tyreek Hill obviously has a lot of speed, and it is very tempting for a guy like him or for a guy like, a high school wide receiver who's faster, a better athlete than everybody, to just run around dudes, right? And not have any type of press release game, not have any type of reading game with your press releases. But guys, to be a wide receiver, it's not just so much about running around guys. It's not so much just like having a plan off the line like a diamond release. A lot of it is reacting. Playing the receiver position is a reaction position, and this is a great example of that. So Tyreek Hill is going to be running like kind of a curl route or a stop route, if you will. It is like 4th and 5. This is a big down and distance situation. Everybody knows the ball's going to Tyreek Hill, right? So what he's doing here is he's going to do something called a reactionary release. And what that means is that he's got a DB who's lined up in catch technique, which is about, like he's maybe 2 to 3 yards off right in front of him, essentially trying to catch Tyreek and get hands on him. So what he's hoping is that Tyreek Hill just tries to run around him so he could get hands, be physical, and disrupt timing timing with the quarterback and possibly disrupt spacing. Now, as a receiver, what we want to do in this case is we want to close the distance. I want to try to step onto the DB's toes. I want to try to attack him. I want to make him uncomfortable by running directly at him. And that forces him to show his hand, aka show his leverage. Is he going to shade to the outside? Is he going to shade to the inside? And as a receiver, I can react off of that. So let's play this full speed and let's watch what he does. So he comes at him, he attacks him, gives him a move, puts the brakes on, and then slips back underneath and makes this catch. Beating a double team too as well. They were kind of bracketing Tyreek Hill with the guy underneath and then a guy over the top, which is why this DB ended up playing outside leverage. He's outside leverage to prevent the outside route. Let's force Tyreek Hill to the inside to right into this like bracket coverage safety, aka the safety help. Remember, we talked about that in the last example. When a DB's outside leverage, he usually has help to the inside. In this case, it's like double team help, right? So Tyreek Hill off the ball, at this point, when he's attacking this DB, he's just gathering info. He's trying to read him. He's trying to see how he is going to play. Because on a route like a curl route where you're coming back to the ball, you could do an outside release or you could do an inside release. I think you could do an outside or inside release in any given route, whether it's a fade, a post, a dig, a curl, whatever it is. It's all based on the DB and how he plays. So when he starts to close the distance with him, this DB starts to shade to the outside to prevent the outside route. Okay, perfect. I'm going to give him a move. I'm going to react and take the inside release. Now, when we push up on the inside release, he's got this safety over the top, double teaming him. So all the way to the break point, what do you think he has to sell? He's got to sell vertical. He's got to push fade. He's got to make this DB think he's running deep. And Tyreek Hill obviously has speed going for him. He's running in full stride. He's got great body language. And by body language, he's got that nice forward lean with his pad level. Both of these guys are thinking it's a vertical stretching route, right? And then what is he able to do? He's able to put the brakes on. He has a violent drop of his hips right on a dime. He's bringing his chest to his quads. Because, fellas, if you guys want to have better change of direction and you want to run routes like this, you have to get comfortable being violent with your movements. If you're running full speed into a break, there is no longer an opportunity to sink your hips or to beat the drum. You need a quick change of direction. Because when you got speed and you're not changing direction violently like Tyreek Hill does here, running up and then dropping aggressively, you're going to drift like crazy. You're going to waste a bunch of time. And that just gives these defenders time to react. We need a violent drop. A phrase I've been telling my wide receivers is you want to try to bring your chest to your quads, like you're a folding chair, because that lowers your center of gravity. And the quicker you lower your center of gravity, the quicker you're going to be able to get out of the break and get that separation. So this is like honestly as good as it gets. And you know how hard it was to find route running film of Tyreek Hill? Like, there's not that much material out there. And I really honestly think it's because people don't give him enough credit for it. They think that, oh, he's just faster than everybody. He's just going to run around him. There is a lot more to this guy. There's a lot more to his routes than that, than just running around people. Yes, his speed helps him. Just like speed helps any wide receiver, right? That's why you can't neglect your speed. Speed, in my opinion, is more important than size, because Tyreek Hill isn't a big dude. He's very thick, very, looks explosive, got good weight to him. He's not a tall dude, though. He's probably like 5'9", 5'10", not a very big guy. So his speed is going to be everything, just like every other small wide receiver. But you got to know how to use your speed, and he definitely knows how to use his speed. So let's play this again, full speed. Great reactionary release. Great job beating this bracket coverage, and then obviously pushing vertical, putting the brakes on, and winning on that stop or curl route, however you want to call it. Okay, so now, this is an example, again, of Tyreek Hill. This is with his time with the Chiefs, and he's going to be running a fade route here. So this is another example of kind of a reactionary release. So, again, like I said, Tyreek Hill is a very, very fast individual who could probably run around 90% of the people in the league. Like, that's how fast this dude is. Like I did a camp with him one time down here in California. And it was like a youth camp. It was pretty much like babysitting. It wasn't like the camps that we do where we're actually trying to help you get better and stuff like that. It was just, it was cool to meet him, cool to be around him and his staff, right? And so he races all the coaches at the end of the camp. And so I go out there, I run as hard as I can, and I feel like, and I got him by like a step, and I look over and he's doing like a 40% like a light jog, right? And then he puts the burners on and beats everybody by like 10, 15 yards. And like some of these coaches are ex-track players, college running backs, college receivers and receiver coaches, like pretty athletic dudes. And it's not even kind of close with his speed. Like, that's how fast he is, right? So it's tempting to try to run around dudes. But at the end of the day, if you have that kind of speed, you still have to be able to react. And that's why I'm telling you guys, the receiver position is just as much about reaction reacting as it is speed and setting up players with having a plan off the line. So let's watch what he does here. So he comes off the ball. DB takes away the outside release. He puts the brakes on, takes the inside release, and wins on the fade. That's about as good as of a reaction as you can get. So you see how he comes off the ball, gives a little jab inside. Okay, he's just going to beat him with speed. I'm just going to run around. But even an NFL DB could disrupt this because they're very talented. They have good technique. And you see how this DB jumps to the outside and takes away the fade? What does Hill do? He just puts the brakes on, takes one single step, takes the inside release. He stays tight to this DB. You see how a lot of guys, what they'll do is when that DB takes away their initial plan, they'll put the brakes on, but they run around it. Guys, nobody said on a fade route you have to take an outside release. There are times where it's like it's a mandatory outside release where you must release outside. You have to get over the top of him. But if it's not, if it's like a four verts concept where you don't have to take an outside release, you could take an inside release all day long. DB jumps, we put the brakes on, let's take what he gives me. I take the inside release, we stay hip to hip with him so I could stack. As long as you stack him, you end up in the exact same position as if you took an outside release and you gave this quarterback more space to fade you. Like I said, a DB's goal in press, a DB's goal in man-to-man. Disrupt timing by getting hands, disrupt spacing by rerouting us. So if Hill tries to force it and this DB overcommits and he tries to force it and he walls Tyreek Hill all the way to the sideline, that's not a very quarterback-friendly throw. Mahomes could probably put it there, but that's not a high percentage throw. We take the inside release and we stack. Suddenly I got all this space for Mahomes to fade you, and that's what we want. So let's play this again full speed one more time. Great job by Hill putting the brakes on, reacting on this fade, and taking what the DB gives. All right, fellas, I really want to thank you for watching. I really appreciate it. If you have any questions at all, don't hesitate to leave those in the comment section below. Always appreciate the feedback. It's always great to hear from you guys. And again, fellas, if you would like to come train with us, we are coming to 3 more states for the remainder of this year and the beginning of 2024. We're releasing 12 more states within the next week, but we're coming out to San Francisco, California, Miami, Florida, and then we're coming out to Las Vegas, Nevada. So if you guys want some more information on how you can sign up, check out that very first link in the description below. We'd love to have you there if you guys are local to one of those cities or states. I'll see you guys next time.